When police entered the farmhouse, they discovered dismembered bodies stored in a freezer, but that was not what shocked them the most. Police reviewing internet activity in Germany in 2001 discovered a message posted on an obscure forum. The post was written in plain language. It read, "Looking for a well-built young man willing to be eaten." The message had been posted by a man named Armin Meiwes. He lived alone in a quiet village in Germany. The forum where the message appeared was dedicated to extreme fantasies. Most people dismissed the message as a joke, but one person responded seriously. The reply came from a man who said he was willing. Within weeks, the two men agreed to meet in person. The man who responded to the message agreed to travel to Meiwes' home in Germany. The destination was a small village called Rotenburg. At the edge of the village stood Meiwes' family farmhouse. The visitor arrived alone. Meiwes welcomed him inside. The house was quiet and mostly empty. Before anything happened, Meiwes set up a video camera. He intended to record the entire encounter. Investigators later learned that both men had discussed the plan beforehand. Everything that followed would later become evidence in one of Germany's most disturbing criminal trials. Months later, the man who had traveled to the farmhouse was reported missing. Investigators began tracing his online activity. The search eventually led them to the same internet forum. The disturbing message posted months earlier drew immediate attention. The username behind the post was traced back to Armin Meiwes. Police soon focused their attention on the farmhouse in Rotenburg. Officers obtained a warrant and entered the property. Inside, investigators began documenting the rooms. During the search, police discovered videotapes. What those tapes contained would later shock investigators. When investigators reviewed the videotapes from the farmhouse, they discovered that the entire meeting had been recorded. The footage showed that Brandes had traveled to the house voluntarily after weeks of online communication. Investigators later determined that the encounter lasted several hours. During that time, Brandes' physical condition deteriorated significantly. Later that night, Meiwes ended Brandes' life. Investigators later confirmed that Meiwes dismembered the body and stored the remains in a freezer inside the house. Over the following months, Meiwes consumed portions of the remains while continuing to live alone in the farmhouse. The video recordings and physical evidence recovered from the house later became central to the prosecution. The trial raised a difficult legal question. Could a person legally consent to their own death? In 2006, Armin Meiwes was convicted of murder and sentenced to life imprisonment. The case of Armin Meiwes began with a message, written, posted, ignored, until it wasn't. What remained was not just a crime, but a record of how easily reality can follow what is written in private. This is Shadow's Case File. Subscribe and mind what you reply to online.